So this one's for you, Charlie. Thank you for the life you lived. Thank you for leading us all so boldly and giving us such a great example to look up to. Thank you for not turning off social media, not turning off the news, but jumping into the news and being on social media and convincing people. Thank you for not turning away. Thank you for jumping in. Thank you for not shying away from the discussion and the debate. Thank you for jumping into it. Thank you for walking into the fire, literally for us. Thank you for all of the people you brought to our side. And more importantly, thank you for you for all the people you brought to Jesus and you brought to God and you convinced to go to church. We will never know the amount, but I would say it is way more than any of us could even imagine. Thank you, Charlie, for fighting for us, not just in the moral and spiritual realm, but in the political realm. I have no doubt in my mind that elections went the way they went in large part because of you and your ground game and your efforts. And I can remember there were elections that did not go that way. And I remember actually watching your show, and I remember thinking to myself, these guys have no idea. These guys just keep fighting, and they have no idea. There's no way we're going to do it. Well, they kept fighting, and they kept going, and sure enough, and I remember them saying, I can remember this. This was around election time. They said, oh, the Democrats have the best ground game we've ever seen. The reason you can never count out the Democrats in the national elections is because they have a ground game the likes of which no one has ever seen. And what does the right have? Oh, well, they have TPUSA. And it was like they were chuckling, like they were laughing, like, Trump's got his TPUSA, like in Arizona or some outfit out west. That TPUSA organization was quite possibly the greatest ground game anyone has ever seen in the last election. That was run by Charlie Kirk. That was him. So finally, thank you, Charlie, for being an inspiration. We can watch all the TikTok and Instagram reels we want of you debating and your ideas and your ability to persuade people and win people over and bring them to our side. You were amazing at that. But the bigger inspiration was your life, the family you had, the principles you lived by, the faith in God you had, the legacy of your kids and your wife who are in the same vein and have the same faith and the same boldness that you have. Thank you for being an inspiration, and let us all look at Charlie Kirk, whether you are 15 years old or 55 years old or 90 years old. You look to Charlie Kirk and you say, maybe my life can be a little more like his. Maybe I can be a little bit more like him. Maybe I can be a little bit more believing and have a little bit more faith and more trust in God. Maybe I can do a better job at getting my family in order. Maybe I can get married. Maybe I can have kids like Charlie Kirk did. Maybe I can build an organization like Charlie Kirk did. Maybe I can make connections like Charlie Kirk did, form relationships like he did, bring people into the fold, start an organization, grow the influence like he did. Maybe I can jump into the debate and not get angry, but still be convincing and confident like he did. And maybe I could care as much about saving the country and saving souls as he did. So that's his legacy, is that he has inspired us by his example. He has won over more people, not through his debate, although he has won people over that way, but through his example, through inspiration, by people looking at him and looking up to him and admiring him. We need more young men like Charlie Kirk. And if there is a positive that has come out of this whole thing, there will be more men and women like Charlie Kirk.